So good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I think the room is bigger and filled with more people than last time. If I do a quick head count, so that is good.
There's 40 people here.
40 people, good. So please don't start introducing yourself. I will probably not remember all of you, but so for who doesn't know me, my name is Klaas Kuperus. I'm from the Netherlands, and I am product manager at Moravia Consulting in the Czech Republic for the HP calculators. In the last few years, my role has changed a little bit to where I handle mostly activities around HP Prime, and Radim is handling all the logistics and all the other products basically. So that's why I asked him to join in this call so that he can explain a little bit about his part, and I can tell you where we stand with HP Prime mostly, and answer some questions on that as well if there are any. So that's for the introductions. What we have been doing this last years, actually, since we took over, we had a meeting, or we had a call similar to this last year, where I introduced you all to Moravia and what we do. I explained that we took the distribution agreement, the license agreement with HP to produce the HP calculators, and our goal at that time was not to put any models end of life where it was not needed, keep the assortment intact, and where possible increase the assortment of calculators for the HP brand, which is a promise I think we kept. We didn't need to put any products end of life, which was quite tough throughout the COVID situation and the lack of availability on chips. We had a lot of issues keeping everything alive and keeping everything available as well. So I think we did a good job there. We've increased the assortment with the HP 15C, which I assume all of you have already in your possession, which is a great success. I mean, it's a fantastic product. We get a lot of positive reviews on that from users. People who are buying two, one to open up and use, and one to put on a shelf, which is great, of course, and which shows the the love that a lot of people still have for these calculators, and is promising as well towards the future. And in terms of Prime, we've been very busy updating everything over the last 2 years. In all honesty, not a lot has happened over the last 2 years before we took over. Actually, not a lot had happened on the hardware part, but most importantly on the software part. So we found that we needed to do a lot of improvements there, which we did. We hired a software guy, Jeff Tupper, who I think most of you know as well. I saw him as well on the list of people who joined before the conference. He's working very hard on bug fixes. We have a bug tracker in place where a lot of users are now registered. We have more users registered on the bug tracker than ever, which is very good, because that expands our capabilities massively. Of course, instead of doing it with just one or two people, we now have a full team actually of people who can help us report bugs, help solve them, etc. We are currently working very hard on re-releasing the updated versions of the Prime apps in both the Android and iOS environments. That has proven to be difficult because of all the new rules that both Apple and Google have concerning new apps in their store. So we need to do a lot of reviving and updating on that part. We have came to an agreement with Dr. Bernard Paris, who has been I wouldn't say the inventor, but who has had a big role in the CAS system on Prime. That he is also working with us to make significant updates to the CAS system on Prime, and that is currently all being implemented so that we can roll out updates pretty quickly. What is interesting, what I spoke with Jeff about as well earlier this week, is that he already started that actually, is to start up a beta team, or a team of beta users who can support us testing beta versions of the new software on Prime, which will possibly probably lead to a much faster what's the word? So that we can release much faster new updates. So that is all looking very good, and I would definitely propose to all of you, if you feel the need or feel the feel that you can contribute to that, I would invite you to join that beta program as well. I'll share the details, or maybe through Bob later on, and otherwise it will be posted on the HP Museum forum anyway, so you'll probably know about it. But the plan is really to continue investing in development and in increasing functionality on HP Prime. As far as hardware goes, I don't see any need for any updates there. So I've got a lot of questions. I received a lot of questions on, will there be an HP Prime G3 or G2.5 or G4 or G5? I don't think hardware-wise that's necessary, but in the software development part, we will definitely make investments and improvements there. So that's starting to look very promising. Yeah, that's at this point all I can tell you on that. I don't have any secrets like last time where I told you about the 15C. So I hope you're not all waiting for that. Maybe Radim has something to tell you, but that for now is what I would like to inform you. So availability, making sure that nothing is going end of life, that we keep the same assortment, and that we increase on especially on HP Prime, invest and increase the capabilities software-wise on that machine. Is there any questions or comments on that part before I give it to Radim?
Yep, one quick question. Hi, Klaas. It's small now.
Hi, Klaas. It's Mark Power.
Hi.
You promised us, what was it? 3 things. You promised a relaunch of a classic. You promised, what was the other one?
42S.
Updated 12. And you said you were going to do the connectivity kit because, frankly, Klaus, it's awful. How are you getting on? Is it coming?
So the first part you said you promised us a classic.
You promised the classic when we got the 15C. You promised us an update on the 12, I think it was, and we got that.
Yeah.
But you also said you were going to upgrade the connectivity kit for the Prime.
That's 2 out of 3. That's so I've got 3 kits, and I have an agreement with my wife. If we lose 2, that's still okay. It's 2 out of 3. So I would take it. No, I'm just kidding. We have relaunched the an HP connectivity kit. We had to do that at the time because the software that HP was using was running on HP servers, and when we had taken over the distribution, we couldn't use those servers anymore. We had used them for about a year after things changed, but we needed to change that to so that all the software for Prime and Connectivity Kit is now running on the Moravia servers and not on the HP servers. That was quite a change. That had a lot more work to do with it than we initially expected. We have some other ideas on Connectivity Kit. One of the ideas we've been playing with is an browser-based version of the Connectivity Kit, and we have some other ideas as well on the Connectivity Kit. However, at this point, for us, it's the priority lies with getting the software updates on the Prime itself out there and on all the platforms before we start creating new Connectivity Kit versions or new updates on that. But if you the way you said it, it is I get the feeling that there is a lot wrong with the current Connectivity Kit, which, in all honesty, I don't really recognize. So
I should have added Mac.
Oh.
Mac.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac. Yeah, that's no comment. No, but Mac is on the same page as the iOS and Android app. That is definitely on the agenda, but it has to do with the update options and rules and regulations that Apple has. And because we changed everything from HP to Moravia, we needed to set that completely up new, and that takes unfortunately more time than we want. But believe me, we're working on that very hard. So I'll promise you that by the time of the next conference, we will have that sorted out for sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Klaas?
Yeah, we want him to come to the conference.
Yes, we want you here. So around this
I
time.
would love to.
Around this time next year, I can't tell you where yet, but we're hoping you can come and meet with us.
I will definitely make an effort. Absolutely. I would love to.
Better to be in person than for us to ruin your Saturday night. And we're sorry.
Is that because of the starting gray whiskers that I'm now finally invited, or? No,
you're kind of like us now.
yeah, exactly. No, I would love to. Absolutely. Yeah, it's always good to talk about people who know what you're selling. Most of my friends and family have no idea. So
we relate. Okay. Oh, one more. Sorry.
Hi, Klaas. Sorry, it's Mark again.
Hi, Mark.
I'll offer you something. Can you watch my presentation?
Eventually.
When it's
Eventually, yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, that's it.
And comment on it.
Oh, I'm coming. There, where do you want, on the Facebook? No, they want your feedback on the presentation. We'll route it to him.
Okay, sure. No, make sure I get it. I will definitely watch it and give feedback. Absolutely.
Okay, are you staying on with Radim, or are you gonna resume your life?
I'm gonna resume my life if you don't mind. Yeah, I needed to squeeze this in a little bit between personal appointments, but I'm happy I could join. Again, I've said that on many occasions. I really appreciate the feedback of all you guys and of a lot of other people who cannot join the conference but are active on forums and message boards and whatnot. It's really great help, and it's great to see so many people being so active and so passionate about these calculators, and that makes us wanna. I loved it when the 15C came out, and if it's up to me, we will do much more of these things if it was only for the community of people like you. So thank you again, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now we got the other presentation.
Yeah. It should follow him, right? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so now just me. Should I share my screen directly, or maybe I first introduce myself? My name is Radim Frydrych. I'm in Moravia responsible for project and factory management. So in terms of HP calculators, I am responsible for all the calculators except the HP Prime, as Klaas just mentioned. So I have to also say that I am very happy to be able to be part of this fantastic event for the very first time. And where I share my screen. Okay. Share screen, here we go. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so I will put it bigger. So my part will be mainly about introducing what we were working on and what we are actually working on. So as you all know, our main project for this year was HP 15C Collector's Edition. There is a special edition that comes after 10 years gap. So here I need to say a big thank you for all the guys that were involved in this project, especially the community members. I have to say that without your help, it wouldn't be possible to have such a great project. We spent a lot of time on it, and the feedback that we got was great. So as Klaas already mentioned, I guess that all of you already have your HP 15C, you tested it, and you know how it works and looks. So I have to say that we are getting a great feedback on it. So even from community, from HP Museum, but also from our resellers, HP15C is at this point available worldwide. So we start shipping these units during summer, and now currently is available, on every continent. Maybe I will speak a little bit about the claims that were reported in the community. So I guess that somebody may ask about them. So there were basically two main claims. One was bezel scratches, where some customers reported that bezel came scratched, and another was a keyboard issue. Yeah. So keyboard issue, this is related to factory, and this we will be further reviewing. But in terms of bezel, I think this claim is also related to the status of the calculator, that 15C is a special calculator. That is maybe slightly more expensive, because in terms of production and everything related to it, 15C has the same production setup as all other calculators produced by Kimpo. So we are checking and keeping track on this issue, but in the future this shouldn't happen, because we are going to apply a protective film on the bezel. So as you maybe all know, on 15C and other calculators there are no bezels, and here is I would say for us, an interesting fact that, for example, for 12C Platinum, there are no such claim rates for scratched bezel. So I think this higher ratio of those claims are mainly related to the, how 15C is special. To introduce this year also 6 new desktop calculators. We are dividing them. It's our internal dividing between two categories: premium line and premium series and light series. So in premium series, we have 3 calculators. Those calculators have a basic functions for regular users. We are, as you all know, HP before already had hpcalc series. So we are trying to continue on that. We are trying to hear feedback from the market and trying to meet, the demand. So these are 6 calculators that we are going to introduce in our territory. I'm not sure if Royal, that was before us, mentioned something about their calculators, but they are also working on similar calculators for Latam and America. So here we have hpcalc 102. As you can see, we are also trying to continue in the naming of the calculator as was before. So when we are introducing them, some customers, some resellers can still have them in the mind and can connect them with what was before. So here we have 202. As I mentioned, those calculators has basic functions for most of the the users that are using them regularly in the offices, at home. So it's not something special as 15C. So here we have 302. This has also correct functions, stack functions, and so on. So yeah, and the second part of the new portfolio is a light series. Here we are coming with 3 calculators that varies only in terms of number of digits. So we have 8, 10, and 12 digits. So they have basic functions. These calculators we are mainly aiming to our, let's call it, eastern regions, while the previous 3 premium calculators are mainly for our western markets. So this is all from my presentation. I will stop sharing my screen. Before I continue to maybe one surprise, are there any questions on those products or something related to HP15C.
Hi, Radim. It's Mark Power. I wonder, is the Easter egg of the 16C that we're all beta testing for you a potential roadmap item in the future?
Hey, Mark,
Did you hear it?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, did you hear the question? He'll repeat the question.
Okay, I heard something about the 16C Eastern egg, and then I didn't hear the rest.
Okay, yeah, the 16C Easter egg that we're all beta testing for you, is that an indicator of a future roadmap item?
Oh, I understand. Yeah, 16C, it can be also individual product in the future. This is not decided yet. So what we are waiting for is to see the feedback on 15C. Even though we are expecting that demand for 16C will not be such high as for 15C, but that's something that we are keeping track on, and I think it would make sense as we have all toolings and everything prepared. So producing 15C would make sense, but it's not decided yet. So this option is open. We would like to, we will think about it maybe during next year, as we are finishing also some other projects. So let's see, maybe on the next conference, we will have more information for you.
I have one question. This is Bob. You had some expectation when you launched the 15C. Would you say, and it's early in the life, very early still in the life of the product, but would you say the early response is as good as you expected, better than you expected, not as good as you expected?
Yeah, I cannot say that we didn't have any clear expectations. Of course, we knew that there might be a big demand for this calculator. And I hope it's not too optimistic now, but I think it's maybe a little bit better than we expected. The demand is quite good. We are already planning the second production slot, as I already mentioned. For the second production slot of next 10K, we are planning to add protective film. So for now, we are planning only this second production slot. So I don't think so that we are going to repeat the second production slot after that. But the demand, I would say it's good. So we are happy about 15C. We are happy that we are hearing a very good feedback about that people love it. Of course, there are some claims and some issue, but this is with every calculator.
Okay, great, thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric Smith.
Hello.
So with full understanding that the 16C Easter egg is unsupported, you may be aware that I have been trying to help Cyril with maybe getting to the bottom of that and correcting it. He pointed out, unsurprisingly, that there isn't a commitment to release updated firmware for that, and that would fix that, since it is an unsupported feature. And I had a few requests for him if there was a new firmware release. I just came up here to ask if there's any possibility of becoming more directly involved with that, in the interest of helping you have if you did that potential future product, having a basis for that, getting that feature to be reliable. I understand that Cyril has a lot of commitments on his time and can't necessarily put a lot of effort into this, and then of course that you also have to make decisions about whether you would want to release new firmware. So
yeah, I think for future this can be definitely possible. But as you know, we have Cyril who is working on firmware. We have also limited resources in terms of humans that can focus in Moravia on calculator projects. because before Moravia was mainly a reseller, but once we overtake HP business from calculator, we started to be also developers. So this is something that we are learning, but I think it's definitely something that could be possible in the future to have you know, bigger cooperation on this project. So maybe yeah, any questions on?
Any other questions?
I'm not sure I understood that.
I wonder if it's time for a next generation 16C that would support firmware emulation of common processors used in industry. So you have people struggling to integrate electronics, and they have their trusty 16C, but there's nothing in between their development system and there's 16 to support iteration through code to see how it's working. So I propose that there's room for a next generation, maybe that would support things like the ARM processors.
Yeah, if you know, we are trying to make things better. So if there is any room, we will try to improve. But of course, at some point we are, you know, we need to give priorities to projects that are, let's say, more important for us. I'm not saying that this is not important for us, but there are also some other works that we are working on, and maybe I can say some words about it right now. How much time we have? 5 or 10 minutes?
Yep, we have 10 minutes left.
Okay, so I will maybe just quickly say something about the next project that we are planning. As you may know, because we already discussed with some members of the community, we are working on a new 12C, let's call it premium or ultimate. This should be an enhanced version of 12C Platinum. So this is the project that will follow after 15C that was released this year. We are working on this mainly because of IC that is available or that is not available for 12C Platinum, because IC for 12C Platinum is already end of life. We have some inventory, so the product is going to be still in the market, but we are already looking for a successor. So we are working on this new calculator. We are going to add some, I believe, some interesting features. So for example, one of those should be USB-C connection. Another could be a rechargeable battery. Another would be dot matrix display instead of 7-segment display. So this is the project that we are currently working on. We are in a very early stage right now, but I believe that by beginning of next year we will start working on firmware development, and the product could be available by end of next year. So this is the project that we are currently working on, because as I already mentioned, our priority, besides working on some interesting projects, as for example 35S, 42S, is to get the portfolio that we have on hand under control. So after 15C, we are now focusing on this new interesting calculator. So here it will be, you know, it will not come with so many new functions, but the main difference should be in user interface. So the experience should be slightly different.
Any other questions? No other questions at this moment. Is that the secret you were going to reveal, or is there another secret?
Yeah, it's a kid secret. Sorry.
we keep hoping. Thank you so much for your time, especially on the weekend.
No problem.
We'll keep the dialogue going with you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time as well. Thank you. Okay. So have a nice day and enjoy the rest of your conference. Or are there any questions?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you,
very much.
Radim.
Thank you. Bye bye.